Is he here? Like,
Oh, we're in party chat. Duh. He joined our group, not our
oh,
party.
why did you join our group?
I don't know. I think he's a spectator. I don't know why he's a spectator. Do we kick him?
I'm looking. This is... Alright, well. Alright, everyone. Welcome to Amateur Hour Overwatch. I am here with Unit Saber. Unit Saber, how's it going?
It's going pretty well. How about you, man?
Pretty good. And then looks like we have Grub Merc in our party. We're trying to figure out what exactly is going on there. Do you like invite him or?
I did not, but
Then I don't know how he
it's one
joined
of the.
though.
I
Unless
guess
he
he
just
invited
decided
himself,
to. Yeah.
but it's the more the merrier, I assume sometimes. He's an
Yeah.
admin, and he
He's
needs
an
to be
admin.
there. Very nice.
And okay. Alright, so we're just gonna get started. I guess that was not communicated with us, so okay. Yeah, so we're just gonna get started here. This is Philadelphia versus Los Angeles. This is week 2. This is stage 2. Okay. Alright, you gotta move to spectator. Alright. And we're just gonna get started here.
Traveling to Horizon Lunar.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this match turns up. Especially as I guess they do have a little bit of bias as the fictional crosstown rivals of the Los Angeles Spartans as the captain of the Los Angeles Battery. But honestly, I'm just hoping for a good game.
Yeah, and it should be. Los Angeles, they have just looking at it, they have a bunch of diamond players, and then Philadelphia, they're going to have to be a little bit coordinated. They have some subs here, so that'll be the big question mark, I think, for me, is looking what kind of impact their subs can have on the game.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, I think, for Philadelphia to fight this uphill battle, but you never know. You hit a couple of early picks here and there, you get some momentum going, and all of a sudden you have a match on your hands.
Yeah, and just, I doubt the teams are going to stay on this comp. The Symmetra getting broken out there from Los Angeles, but, it's always, always believe it could happen. Believe in miracles.
You know what? It could be, and honestly, on a map like Horizon Lunar Colony, especially something like 2CP, you really never know what's going to happen. Especially, I think, because Los Angeles is going to be attacking first. I think they have a really good chance of starting to steamroll, and this might end up being one of those games that just end up going forever.
Yep, and alright, so we see so we see Goats broken out here from Los Angeles, and then the Orisa Diva combo.
Two very early picks on here. Elisa got a really good hack on to, I believe it was the Moira?
Yeah. Now that's a really good start there from Philadelphia.
Yeah, now they're able to stall this Goats modified comp for a little bit. And Elisa in the backline again, looking for another hack. Looks like she wasn't able to get one off completely, but she's still in the backline harassing, and she has to translocate out.
Yeah, no, LA just hanging out in this little room here, just chilling. Hey, if they're not going to attack us, we might as well get healed up. Going in.
Right. Oh, that's
there's the first pick on the Mercy from the Lucio. And let's see. Philadelphia might have to drop on point here. 2 picks coming on now with the Diva mech. And yeah, Philadelphia might have to end up getting on point here.
Barely managed to not get the hack off on the Diva. And while Philadelphia is still able to keep this high ground, eventually they do have to contest the point. They've already given up 2 ticks.
Right, yeah, it doesn't look like they're going to though. It looks, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. This might be a problem. They got a little bit staggered, so now Philadelphia is going to go straight on to objective B. They're going to go top right, looking for a fight here. And yeah, picks coming in here from Philadelphia, or for Los Angeles, excuse me, 3 picks, and they're going to start that progress on point B. This is going to be extremely tough. to avoid the
They
steamroll
need
here.
that first pick.
Riptire
Oh, this
coming
could
in.
be a huge tire if it gets anyone. Good zoning ults.
Alal not able to get on the point. The
Diva.
shield was off the point.
Gets
There's two
of the
picks.
supports.
There are 2 ticks for LA now, and the pick on the Mercy again. Shatter coming in, worth it. Solo Shatter, but definitely worth it. Philadelphia still trying to get on point. Tracer on point. But other than that, it's going to be really tough for Philadelphia to totally stall this out. They do get a pick on the Diva mech, but the pick's just too strong here from Philadelphia. They're all on the 5 on the point. Grab coming in, EMP. They grabbed off the point, and there is an extremely fast take from Los Angeles.
Yeah, with something like 2 CP, I mean, you gotta love 2 CP, right? And just how you can just throw bodies onto the point as a defense. But they were still able to, you know, shave off 45 seconds, which was a lot longer than I thought they would. I thought they'd have to look at the 6-minute mark on attack. But 5 minutes 30, it's workable.
Yeah, they were able to, you know, not get the classic 6-minute defense, but you know, on point A, they had a Law on the high ground here on Orisa for a long time, and then staggered himself going on to point B, and then really it was basically a 2-on-6 for Philadelphia at the very beginning. It was like 3 separate 2-on-6s, and Los Angeles with their organization, with their players that they've had around for a long time, they're probably going to win that. But now Los Angeles is going to try to look to top that defense by Philadelphia.
Looks like, at least in spawn, it looks like they're going to be going for a full dive comp, which is going to be interesting against a defense with an Orisa, with a Junkrat, with a Hanzo. It'll be interesting to see if they stay on this comp.
Yeah, and definitely, you know, considering the coordination that, you know, that they're going to need for something like this, might be a little bit difficult with a few subs in the lineup to be able to coordinate these dives to avoid that Junkrat. And, you know, Hanzo's still very good, but, you know, definitely think Hanzo is in a better spot than what he was for a little while. But yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if Los Angeles is able to get this defense up.
Good target for them will be the Ana, and it'll be important for them to call out when she does. And she has the first pick, and the dive is done.
Alright, so yeah, Philadelphia a little bit spread out here. They got the Diva into this room, but they're going to want to get their whole team in there. Just a spam battle, and once again, Los Angeles is going to win that from this high ground. 2 picks coming in basically for free. They got the Junkrat Trap combo on the Tracer, and Old Advantage definitely going to Los Angeles right now. It's going to be an even tougher hill to climb for Philadelphia.
Yeah, one of the things that worked really well for Los Angeles is that they hard reset after losing the first couple of people. Well, let's see if if Philadelphia is able to get a tick here, and they do. They just got a tick for completely free.
Yeah, sneaky play there from Elisa.
Oh,
she's like, you know, no Junkrat traps here.
Mercy. Getting that first Mercy pick was huge.
Res coming in here, able to get the res. That's good. That's a plus for Philadelphia. 2 ticks now on point A, and it looks like Philadelphia's going to be able to take it, and maybe they'll get to steamroll on B now. 6 minutes left on the clock, 6:30. Let's see if they're able to get. Let's see if I can figure out the spectating.
Alligator got the bad spawn, so he's coming from way back behind. It looks like Philadelphia's going to try and attack regardless.
Yeah, Lisa trying to get that tick, but doesn't quite work out. And yeah, now Philadelphia has to back out. Riptire coming in here. Interesting Riptire here from Saul. Philadelphia was content to just hang out, but this Riptire is going to go in, and it's going to find the Mercy and the Genji, and now Philadelphia is going to have to wait even longer to go in. And yeah, Philadelphia and Los Angeles now decides, all right, let's just get them. Elisa with 2 picks though, huge picks there from Elisa, and she's still going. They're still going. The Tracer is still going.
Yeah,
I'm just used
like
to calling the.
Yeah, the Tracer, she. But yeah, it's I mean, we might be just assuming their pronouns, but we might just also be assuming their strategies here too.
Right.
Because with the Junkrat tire, They're trying to stall them out with this attack, but they kept going anyway. Oh, and Blazing Puncher does not care about the fact that he just lost 2 of his members. He's getting 2 people great value out of his Dragon Blade. Comes back on the point, and they might be able to get the control percentage starting.
Yeah,
they're pulling.
That's what they're trying to do. Diva Bomb coming in. It does find the Winston. Yeah, tough pick there.
Oh, huge res.
Hanzo coming in. It's just going to go mid. Philadelphia should be able to avoid that. It looks like they did get they did barely just get a tick at 33.6. You know, you needed 33.3, 333. So they were able to get the tick.
Stick onto the Ana.
But it looks like Los Angeles is going to be able to steady themselves, and Philadelphia is going to have to back up or get wiped here. And unfortunately, looks like there's another successful defense by Los Angeles. Weird fight there. You know, it felt like it never really ended, never really started. But huge Dragon Blade from Puncher is able to get Philadelphia, at least get them a tick.
Yeah, I'm never going to be questioning Puncher pulling out the Dragon Blade again. That was huge. He got, I believe, 3 out of that, and he got a pick on from Mercy as soon as the Dragon Blade ended, too.
Yeah,
oh, that's a huge pick onto the other team's main tank to start.
And he breaks out another one. This is going to be pretty huge. Can he get the Ana? He can. No, he didn't.
Puncher,
I thought
can we just recognize the fact he had 2 blades in the span of 2 fights?
Yeah, but unfortunately, the value is not there. He's able to get 3 with the blade, but not able to get on point. And Los Angeles able to stabilize really well. They get the pick on Vegan, on the Mercy. Both Mercies out of the fight now. But this Hanzo right now is doing work. Tooler is just going completely uncontested. And that's going to be another successful hold for Los Angeles. A little bit of progress for Philadelphia, but not much.
Philadelphia is going to come into this next fight with a bunch of ults coming online too. They'll have Diva Bomb, they'll have Primal Rage, and they're going to have, most importantly, Trans. Whereas, I don't know, maybe Los Angeles is able to get Valk in this next fight. But even then, Vega Not Vegas is already beating Eventually in the ult percentage fight on that one.
Yeah, and we're looking at, you know, a lot of ultimates from Philadelphia going to come in here. Let's see if they're huge stick. And right now, Elisa, no one knows she's there. He's there. They are there.
Just having free rain on their backline.
There's another tick. Diva Bomb coming in. Recall saves him. Oh, and the spray. Fancy.
Somehow.
And there's the cap for Philadelphia. There you go. You know, they just recovered from that defense where they got steamrolled, and they're able to get the cap with, I believe, with time on the clock. Yeah, with 2 minutes on the clock. And you know what? Now it's anyone's game still. Obviously, Philadelphia might have a little bit tougher time. They're going to have to, you know, with only 2 minutes 30 seconds, basically do what Los Angeles is going to do in 5 minutes. But definitely a game that, you know, Philadelphia can win, and all things considered, with all the substitutes and everything, really successful play from them. Blazing Puncher and Elisa, you know, those are 2 regulars on Philadelphia. They just huge performances with the blade and pulse bomb.
Yeah, they definitely got crazy good value out of their ultimates. They had really good coordination between their supports. There were a couple times where I saw the Zen transing to keep the Mercy alive as she rezzed, I believe it was Alligator on the Winston when they were attacking. And so you get good value out of your supports, you get good value out of your ults, you get good value out of your reses. And when you have good combinations like that, you're gonna cap the point eventually. They had good target prioritization too. Every time I went to spectate the Winston, he was diving on the supports, making the Ana's life uncomfortable. It remains to be seen if they can do that again here, but you know, they're going goats, which is going to be an interesting strat, completely different than the dive they were working before.
Right, and you know, never a bad idea. You know, like, we only have 2 minutes. We got to get this. We might not be the most coordinated, but you know what, goats can really make up for all of that. But let's see if Tooler here is able to get a pick on the sports. That's going to be the big question. And the Moira is already out for Philadelphia, and this is going to be tough for them to push into. But Philadelphia is on the point. They're close to getting a tick. If anyone, there's essentially a free pick there from Philadelphia. They were down the Diva Mech and the Moira, but still able to get a tick. And Blazing Puncher, he goes out on his own terms.
He wasn't gonna let him take him alive.
Yeah.
But honestly, they almost got 2 ticks out of this. This is a very successful attack, given the fact that they lost their Moira first, and that's a huge chunk of their healing gone.
Right, but you know, one thing I would have maybe liked to see is maybe just like decide, okay, this fight's lost maybe a little bit earlier, so then they're not getting staggered. And there's another big stagger on Elisa. I think that was actually the baby diva that got him.
Yeah, and the baby diva was able to remake too out of that, so that's unfortunate. Just sometimes happens, I guess, when you're trying to get away. But yeah, because of that pick, they're not going to be able to really attack the point until there's around a minute left in the game. Or at this round, at least. Speed boosting left, they're just going to do the same thing again, where they set up on point and make them come to them. Big Riptire coming in.
It doesn't find
Doesn't
anyone,
get
though.
anyone.
Yeah. So Philadelphia still, they have a lot of presence on this point. They're so close to the second tick. But so many ultimates for Los Angeles still, they're using them. They get the picks, and really, Philadelphia is going to have to, they have to decide what to do. Are they going to try to stall us out or end it here? Because if they let this go on too long, if they get too staggered, they're not going to have a second push. Alright, there we go. There's the wipe, and it looks like Philadelphia will have one last shot at this.
They
With
will
the
have
Lucio
a lot of
speed
ultimates coming online.
boost.
They'll have a lot of ultimates coming online too. They'll have Coalescence, they'll have Sound Barrier, they'll have Shatter, and they'll probably be able to get Diva Bomb as well. If Puncher can get that grab, that'll be the turning point of the fight.
And
someone
Elisa,
needs to touch.
yeah, Elisa going for the touch right now. That's the main goal. I was wondering why they were basically by themselves. Beat coming in preemptively.
Ooh.
Diva Bomb coming in, another tire, gets 2. Diva Bomb does get the Mercy, but looks like Philadelphia just has their tanks on point here, and Los Angeles should be able to clean this up fairly easily. Diva Bomb coming in. And there you go. There is the defense there for Los Angeles. Relatively successful, but you know, Philadelphia is still able to win this. They don't have to go for a draw because they did get that one pick.
And they almost got 2 as well. So it's going to be
Right.
close. The only problem was, with Goats, there's very limited mobility on high ground, right? Because the only one who can really contest anyone is the Diva. And so the Junkrat and the Widow took advantage of that and just spammed from high ground and had free reign and weren't bothered in the slightest.
Yes, let's see if Philadelphia, looks like Philadelphia might be going with the Goats of their own. And it looks like Philadelphia might be doing a mirror defense comp of what they saw Los Angeles do. No, it looks like they're going to go on a Goats variant. It's not official Goats, but it looks like it's going to be triple tank, possibly triple support. And yeah, that's interesting, right? Yeah.
When you have 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock and you see that as a defense, your heart kind of sinks and you're just like, oh man, how are we going to stop this team from taking 2 ticks in 5 minutes and 30 seconds? But we also have to remember they did stop them on that first initial push by getting the early picks. They don't have the Sombra now, but if they're able to establish the high ground here, and of course touch without giving up free ticks, they do have a fighting chance here.
Is Philadelphia
Los
going
Angeles
with the
just
triple
go-
tank? Yeah, going with the triple tank.
Oh, Los
and then
Angeles going right side.
yeah, let's just go right underneath them. This is what we saw in their first push. They just all hang out in this room. They get healed up, go at full strength, and they feel pretty comfortable. But there's a big first pick.
Like I said before, the Moira is just a huge chunk of healing for that Goats comp, so if you're able to get her first, it's going to be very difficult for the team comp to continue on. Same problem here that the, ooh, that's a huge drip tire. So yeah, it's the same problem as before. With Goats, you don't really have anyone to contest the high ground, so Junkrat just had free reign to spam as much as they wanted. And of course, he was able to build that drip tire so quickly.
Yeah, and all the picks coming in for Philadelphia, and there's one successful hold from them. Let's see if they're able to, you know, they need about 4 more of those. But the ultimate advantage is, you know, is with Philadelphia. Obviously with winning that fight. So definitely possible for them to hold this here. So far, so good.
it's gonna be up to Alligator to be able to block this Shatter. Now, as an Orisa, you might think it's easier to block the Shatter because you have the shield on cooldown, but actually because of it being so stationary, it's a lot easier for the Reinhardt to work around that and shatter the backline.
And now forced devolt, and there's another pick from Philadelphia. They get the first pick. They're still just hanging out in this room, but Philadelphia, they know it's their game. They're trying to take advantage. D.Va in, but no one else is able to get in.
This Riptide's
Turbo
gonna need to
Kermit
be
with
huge.
another.
It does.
Yeah, it does the job.
Oh, but the Mercy isn't able to get away in time, and now the tanks have no supports.
Yeah, Los Angeles still comfortable to just hang out in this small room. Interesting strategy against something like a Junkrat that can just, you know, do anything he wants in there. Here comes the push. Shatter coming in, huge shatter.
Oh, good play by the Orisa to make herself golden.
It's a massive grab though. Let's see if Philadelphia's able to take advantage. They are not, and this is going to be a tough hold for them. A lot of picks coming in for Los Angeles, and there's the wipe. And now I'm not sure if anyone on Philadelphia is able to get back. D.Va's looking for him. Beat coming in, and there is the first map going in favor of Los Angeles.
Honestly, not a terrible defense by Philadelphia. They did manage to shave off 3 minutes off the clock. But again, when you're staring at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, it's always going to be an uphill battle. Ooh, busting out the J-Crat. All things considered, though, a lot of things that Philadelphia should be proud of in this match, that they were able to take this into extra rounds, that they were able to get nearly 2 ticks on an abbreviated attack as well. And if that continues on to the next couple maps, I think this could actually be a much closer series than we first expected.
Alright, so right now we're just working on, we have an SR controversy here. So we're trying to work out everything that's going on. As we still have been monitored when we got over 33, that gives us actually in 4 minutes. Yeah, we're just gonna, so we're just gonna work through this and see if there's anything we have to do. For now it's fine, okay. Alright, so we're gonna go into the second map now, which, if I'm correct, is going to be Oasis, I believe.
Yes, King of the Hill.
Yep. So, let's see, I need to get... where is that? HD Oasis, yep. Alright, so once I get that moved over, so yeah, so you know, what do you see from that first map, and what do you want to see from both teams going forward now?
I saw some good comps from Philadelphia. They definitely played to their strengths. Dive, surprisingly, was very well coordinated on their first attack, given the fact that they had so many subs. And I'm not sure how much chemistry they had with those subs, but they were able to coordinate their dives with their following their main tank. Blazing Puncher had some crazy good value out of his ults, especially his Dragon Blades, building them up quickly and then able to get 2, 3, even 4 kills out of them each time. So that's promising, and especially in a brawly environment like control maps, that bodes well for them, where they can just stay on the point and they have a singular objective and they know where they have to go. The problem I did see, though, with Philadelphia mainly is that it seemed like they weren't sure when to commit to resetting, and when they wanted to commit to, when they lost a pick early, they still went in for 5-6s. And granted, it did work some of the time, but you have to wonder how much of that is luck, how much of that is strategy, and how much of that is sustainable. But I'm looking forward to this being a close fight, a close round early on, And the tank battles especially have been very good, very fun to watch.
Yeah, you know, and with control, you can see a lot of interesting comps. So this might be an interesting fight. You know, you're going to see a lot of Ryan Zarya, which is always fun. But then dive is also, especially on this map. I believe this is Gardens.
Yes.
Dive is pretty popular. Might see a Pharah, maybe even. You know, Pharah on console. You know, we won't call it dirty, but it's a little dirty. We might see one of those, but so far it looks like we're going to see Blazing Puncher on that Genji again. And Los Angeles, too early to make a call, especially when that Symmetra and Torb comes out. Torb is enabled now. Last week was not allowed to be in this. But now, you know, it's possible. We could see it broken out. But, you know, given the nature of Los Angeles' current comp, I'm guessing that's not going to happen. Whereas we're going to see a classic dive comp, an Overwatch League dive comp with that Mercy coming out from Philadelphia.
And honestly, the two DPS between Blazing Puncher and Eliza, they were doing so much work. Eliza got a lot of value out of her pulse bombs. She was able to get into the back line of Los Angeles, harass them, get some early picks, swing the fights in their way. So I'm excited to see how the DPS do against the Los Angeles Springs in this round.
Yep, and we are going to see it. We are going to see the Pharah broken out right now. Oh, and I pressed the wrong button, of course. Alright, here's the Pharah. Oh, you know, the Pharah's, you know, we'll see her eventually. There we go. Alright. Pharah coming in from VSOL now. You know, SR controversy and all. He's going to show, maybe he's going to sandbag it a little bit, show, you know, I do belong, you know, I'm not too high of an SR to play here. And picks coming in from Philadelphia first.
Yeah, right on cue, Eliza and Hilal able to coordinate their dives, able to call out squishies, call out low targets, and it looks like they're going to win this first fight pretty easily as long as they can get this Mercy, who's on the ground.
Yeah, and there's the cap. B-Sol does get the pick on the Genji, but let's see if the D.Va is able to keep the Pharah in the place and, at least for now, scared her off. So there's the first important first cap for Philadelphia. They can get that that percentage rolling.
On a map like Gardens, there's really two ways, especially as a dive team, you can work around the other team's Pharah. You run a Pharah of your own, or you all collectively decide to work around her. So whether that means getting out of her sight lines, healing people up, or coordinating dives on her from above with the Winston and the D.Va. You can just do that, or you can just kill the rest of their backline. Oh, and what a sleep onto the Los Angeles D.Va. Taking a nap on the payload.
Blazing Puncher coming up on that Dragon Blade. Let's see. He's not going to need it this fight. Eliza getting that pick on the Mercy, and this looks like it's going to be another successful hold for Philadelphia. And they have the Dragon Blade in their pocket for the next fight. But again, a lot of ultimates coming online for Los Angeles as well. A lot of pressing triangle here.
Yeah, the DPS duo, again, for Philadelphia is really helping keeping them in this game. And already they're at 65% percentage on this point. And it really hasn't been Los Angeles threatening. And they switched completely to a GOATS comp, forgoing any ult advantages they had besides the D.Va bomb to try and just brawl it out on point against this dive comp.
Right, and with all the switches, you know, it does take a little bit of time, you know, especially on console. It takes longer to switch heroes than you see on PC. Dragon Blade coming out here from Puncher. He gets low, and he gets shut down by the Lucio. And you hate to see it. And you hate to see my spectating.
Though, taking advantage of it and juggling people left and right. It all started off with a huge nade by Kermit to get everyone in their purple. So even though they weren't able to get the kills from the Dragon Blade, they were still able to work it out.
Yeah, and here in Philadelphia, they're surrounded. Yeah, they're surrounded, so going to be tough for them to hold this. They might just want to give it up. They did get to 99%, but it looks like they might have lost their ultimate advantage as well. That blade by Blazing Puncher definitely hurt them, not getting anyone. But you know, he'll be able to build up another one, especially against Goats. It should be a quick Dragon Blade, and if he can get the supports, it's going to cause trouble for Los Angeles, and they get their first percentage going right here.
Yeah, it was just unfortunate because he had Dragon Blade, but the Brigitte was right there, and I'm assuming she was able to stun him. I didn't see the assist by the Brigitte when the Lucio got the final blow. But when you just have so many bodies there, especially as a Reinhardt, because the Genji can't deflect your hammer, thankfully. That would be a terrifying thought. It's just easy to wail on the Genji and stop his Dragon Blade.
Alright, here we go. Now we see Blazing Puncher. He's on the Pharah now. He's trying to get the work done, and definitely a good pick against Ghost, don't you think?
I think so too. You're able to spam from above. It's all about getting that high ground advantage, and no one can really contest you except for their Diva, who relies on her turbo booster to get into the air.
Yeah, and right now just free damage going after Brigitte. Might be able to get her. She's so low. Forcing out the D-Volt here. Still a ton. Oh, and there's a two-man Diva Bomb.
Gets both of the dynamic DPS duo, and Philadelphia's going to have to retreat.
Right, and here Philadelphia's they're running into some problems. Here's another switch. They're looking at maybe they're at D-Volt if the Diva's still in mech. Yes, so they have the D-Volt, but other than that, not looking at anything. Elisa might have to try to get this EMP really quick, but right now I think we're just going to see Philadelphia try to force out some ults.
Yeah, ideally with this fight, you're going to want to bait out grab early, and it's going to be up to Alligator to try and eat it. It's going to be tough, though. Here comes
Shatter
the Shatter
coming in, able to clean up the Ana there, and the Pharah. And there's another successful hold for Los Angeles. This is looking really bad for Philadelphia. Philadelphia going to have to either... Philadelphia's going to have to go for a desperate stall here. Lisa trying to get that EMP, only at 35%. Blazing Puncher might be able to... And doesn't look like anyone's able to touch. Yeah, and there's a first point going to Los Angeles.
Yeah, Philadelphia definitely kept it a lot closer than they initially did, but against the comp like Goats, dive comp it's going to be tough, especially for someone like a Genji to get value, because they're all such high HP pool targets, especially in tank lines. It's not easy to get those dash resets. That makes Dragon Blade such a terrifying ult at times. So if you don't get an early pick onto their supports, you don't get the dash resets, and all of a sudden you're just swinging a blade and everyone's just looking at you funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure you can get a quick blade, but, you know, doesn't really matter. You're not going to get an AKM 3-minute, 30-second blade, but, you know, you might get an AKM, I didn't kill anyone with my blade. Alright, so now we see, what comps are we looking at here? Dive tanks, Ana Mercy, and, yeah, so dive with Ana Mercy on Philadelphia's side, and then, the classic Goats comp from Los Angeles.
Goats out.
Yep, and
they're just waiting for the fight to come to them.
Yeah, that's one thing we saw a lot from Los Angeles, especially on Lunar Colony. They, you know, we're not going to take the fight if you don't bring it to us. And you know, the Goats, you know, they have so much healing, they're not worried about any kind of fight. And the first pick coming in from Los Angeles, they lose a lot of healing on Philadelphia's side, and now looks like, especially with Goats, all the picks are going to come in for Los Angeles here. It's just a matter of time before they cap this out.
It's just cleanup at this point, and you hate to see it, especially with how well coordinated the DPS duo dives were. Just because it's a lot harder to dive the backline of Los Angeles when they have a Brigitte, keeping the other supports alive, and Gia is doing a very good job of going back to her other supports, keeping them alive, keeping the Tracer and the Genji at bay. And they're switching to a Goats variant comp as well, with the Roadhog instead of the Diva.
Right, yeah, I thought Elisa was going to stay on for the Pulse Bomb, but decides not to, and Philadelphia says, alright, you know what you can do, we can do better. If you're going to Goats, we're going to Goats. This is like you brought out a Bastion, we're going to bring out a Bastion. So now they're going mano a mano.
Huge shout out of Deadpool's right there, though, and it's unfortunate, but this was expected, especially with the side of Los Angeles, able to build up ults in their previous fight. It's just a brawl 4v6, 5v6 now, with Halal charging in as a Ryan. Always should. Always play aggressive Ryan. And I like this pick too, because when you're playing dive against Goats, the other team can just get free Earth Shatters against you. Now Los Angeles is flexing their ult muscles against the Philadelphia.
Oh, and are we going to see the spawn camp? No.
Oh,
Alright,
wow, yeah.
almost saw it,
nope.
but they decide they still. Alright, so right now Los Angeles, they have Grav beat, and you know, but on the other side of things, it looks like Philadelphia has a lot of ults of their own. They decide to Brigitte ult before the fight,
Oh, look
interesting
at
decision.
Tuller. Tuller's waiting for this grab. He's gonna grab him from behind. He's gonna grab him from behind.
The sneak. Tons of damage coming in there. Really clever play there.
Was able to get the sound berry off though, which kept everyone alive for as long as they could.
Yeah, but no one really focusing on Tuller. Tuller does get grabbed here. Everyone in Los Angeles in the grab, but not enough damage from Philadelphia to make a difference. And it looks like Los Angeles is going to be able to clean things up. And
ooh, Turbo Kermit though, able to touch point again.
yeah, the Lucio hero. T-Ball will go straight into the hole, but it doesn't matter. Los Angeles gets map 2 on 2-0. And you know what? Honestly, kind of hurts to see. Philadelphia is winning when they weren't on GOATs. Los Angeles decides to go GOATs, and then Philadelphia just didn't have an answer for it. Kind of frustrating, you know, especially going against that. But Philadelphia, I mean, are they able to take something away from that, knowing that they did well before that?
Yeah, and also, it was just unfortunate because GOATS is such a good counter to dive, because you're able to keep the supports up, and also the Rhine, when you have a Winston, it's much harder to block the opposing Rhine shatter, because you only have the bubble every 12 seconds or so. And so the Rhine could just work off that and get a free shatter on your entire team if they're grouped up or clustered up, which in a GOATS comp, any Rhine worth his salt is going to be getting shatter at least every other team fight.
Alright, so we are going to go to Numbani. Oh, and I'm guessing Philadelphia has a sub, or they just pieced out.
We've got a runner.
It looks like Philly has to forfeit. Lal has to leave for 30 minutes, and that would mean they only have 3 own players, which is not enough. Alright, well, we will have to address the rule book here. Alright, so right now, so for the people in the stream, we're looking, Alal for Philadelphia had to leave for 30 minutes, so we're seeing if, I believe that's going to have to be a forfeit because they don't have enough players. We'll see. Just checking on that.
With a couple of their players
Yeah, okay,
leaving already,
yes.
it looks like that's going to be
Yeah,
the
so-
case.
Yep, so that's, unlucky. But, in the 2 maps we did see, we did see some positives from Philadelphia, especially considering just how strong the Los Angeles team was. So what'd you like from Philadelphia today? Unit? Unit?
Yeah, I mean, I liked from Philadelphia that they showed a lot of grit, that they never gave up. It's very easy when you see someone with a huge amount of time bank on Horizon Lunar Economy to just like turtle up and just be like, okay, let's just try it again, and not really work on anything, not really call out your dives, just kind of clam up in comms. But I mean, of course, we weren't privy to their comms, but it looked like they kept trying, they kept fighting, and they were able to get 2 points out of that. So that is promising, especially since they had 2 subs who they weren't working with. But their 2 regulars in Blazing Puncher and Elisa were very much popping off on DPS the entire of the match. That only went 2 maps, but still went very well. And yeah, even on control for Oasis on Gardens, taking it to 99-100, and then the other map was very close as well. They had a couple of good fights. Unfortunate that they were unable to switch to GOATs in time, and Los Angeles just started off in GOATs. Sometimes that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But all in all, Los Angeles, the better team from the start. I think we kind of predicted it, but we didn't predict how close the match would be. So kind of happy to see a close match. Sad it had to end so soon.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's all. I don't think we're really going to interview anyone, given the forfeit and everything. Um, but yeah. So that's it for this match. It looks like, unfortunately, that's it for this casting duo, the law school casting duo that we discovered. Which is, happy coincidence. And trying to look at the schedule. Unit, do you know what match is up next?
I'm not. I
We're
don't,
looking.
but I do know that LAB is playing Florida in the game after that.
Yeah, in the 4 o'clock match, but in the 2 o'clock hour, we're looking at Seoul and London. So
Ooh,
that's
should
what we
be
have coming up next. Yeah, should be a
should
good
be good.
match.
Yeah, you guys should definitely stick around for that. Let's see if Seoul can claw their way back against the mighty London. You never know, especially when Goats is so prevalent, and we don't even know how people are going to use the new Torb.
Yeah. All right, so that's it. I'm DMAC, and co-casting with me has been your Q.
Units there.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, great. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you guys. Well, we won't see you guys back here, but Amateur Hour Overwatch, we'll see you back here at 2 o'clock for Seoul, London. Thanks everyone.